Using my 90th anniversary and its masters, I will take the 3/8 guard with the lever open and start by cutting the top of the hair down. When cutting the hair down, make sure to cut the hair against the grain in different directions to cut the hair nice and even. Notice how I flick at the line so I can make a soft line around the head about 2 inches in width to make it easy to fade out later. Now using my black anise eyeliners, I will flick about 1/4 of an inch below my initial line, blending it in and cleaning the rest of the hair around the bottom of the head. Now using my anise masters with the lever open, I will create a second line about 1 inch above the initial guideline. Using the notches on the side of the masters, I will gradually go from the top notch to the bottom notch, fading out my initial line. I will be doing this fade using 3 sections, starting on the right side, then the back side, and then the left side. Notice the light spot in the fade above his ear. I will be fading out the initial line around that area first, leaving that for last. I want you to understand that doing a fade is totally different on every client because of the difference in the textures of the hair if they have lumps and dents in their head. With time, you will learn different techniques to tackle these obstacles and create a perfect blend. Notice how I use the corner of the blade to take out all the dark spots in the blend. Now I will repeat the same steps using the 1/16 guard open to create a soft line about 1/2 inch above the half line. Using the notches on the side of the masters to fade out the half line. Now I'll repeat the same exact steps using the 1/8 guard open to create another soft line about 1/2 inch above the previous line. Now I will repeat the same exact steps using my 1/4 guard open to blend into the length of the top and gradually lowering the lever using the notches to take out the previous line. Now that you blended the side of the head from skin at the bottom to 3/8 on top, you will need to go back and do some cleanup work. Remember, the head is not perfectly shaped, so even though you cut the hair evenly, there will be dark shadows in the areas of the head that may dip in. In doing so, you will go back to the guard that was used in those areas, using the corners to cut out the dark shadows, lowering it until you get the illusion of a perfectly even blend. For instance, I will take out the dark shadow in my blend, starting with the 1/8 open all the way to close until there is no more shadow. Now with the masters with no guard with the lever open, I will use my corners to take out any other little shades and imperfections in the blend. Remember, starting with the masters with no guard and the lever open, make a soft line about 1 inch above the initial line, gradually lowering the lever using the notches on the side of the masters to fade out the line. Now take the 1/16 guard open about 1/2 inch above the previous line and fade the bottom line out. Next, the 1/8 guard using the same steps. And last, the 1/4 guard open, flicking off the crown of the head, blending into the top of the hair. Then come back and clean up any shadows and lines with the corners of the clipper blade until you get that flawless even blend. Using this method, you are making guidelines then fading them out as you move up on the head, keeping the fade consistent all the way around. Now before going right into the front line, you want to make sure you examine it. Notice how he has a colic right on the hairline. Also how his hairline does a wave and naturally grows higher on one side. Always start on the higher side or the side where the cowlick is on. In this cut, they're both on the same side. Comb the hair down so you can see the hair good to envision a natural straight line. Starting on the corner that is higher will keep you from going too high on that side. From there, I will work my way to the middle of the shape up, keeping the line right where the hair starts on the cowlick. Then, I'll line up the sides, always keeping it natural but sharp. Now stand directly in front of the client to see how much of the line needs to be taken in order to straighten it out. Notice how if I pull on the scalp or push down with my hand, I move his hairline. Never do that while lining the shape up because then you will accidentally push their line back. Now before lining up the beard, you want to trim the long hairs in the sideburn area to make it look cleaner and sharper. With the 1/8 guard open, I would use the C-stroke method to trim the hairs from the longer hairs at the bottom of the beard to the shorter hairs at the tip of the beard to give it a sharper point. Now start by lining up the back side of the beard on both sides. Now with the liners upside down, start shaping up the top of the beard at its widest point by the mustache, working your way in a half moon shape to the tip of the beard at the top, using the corners of your blade. Repeat on the other side, trying to duplicate the same width using the corners of the lips as your guide to keep the beard even on both sides. Now work your way from where the beard connects with the mustache to the middle of the mustache, and do it on both sides to make sure that the mustache is nice and even. With the corners of the liners, I will round out the inside of the goatee area to give it a more natural, fuller look. Now tilt your client's head up, comb the bottom of the beard, and line it up from one side to the other, making a straight line. Now I will use exotic shave therapy to soften the hairs, moisturize the skin, and prep it to use the razor. In this shave, I will be using the exotic stainless steel swivel lock straight razor holder. To use the razor, slide the latch back and separate the razor holder. Place the razor blade in the holder along the notches. Then close and lock the latch, and you're ready to go. Now when you start the shave, make sure to pull the skin nice and tight to avoid cutting your client. Bringing the blade right to the line of the beard will define it and make it look a lot sharper. Make sure while shaving in the throat area to follow the growth pattern of the hair to eliminate any nicks. Now while passing the blade on the line, always pass the blade towards the line and then away from the line to get a more detailed and precise shape up. In the hard to get areas, ask your client to assist you, whether it's bringing his lip down or pushing his lips out in order to get those areas. Now I will add a little bit of shave therapy around the neck and the sides of the head so I can pass the razor and give it a real skin tight fade. Now we'll finish the haircut by adding Xotics Sweet Jamila, rubbing it into the hair, massaging it into the scalp to moisturize the scalp and give his hair a natural, nice shine. Now the finished product, a mid-bald fade with a beard trim.